Hey, want to talk to you about how to make a living in this economic desert here in Ukraine right now. And, we've got about a 2 acre farm here. We do not own this land, the land belongs to the church. We've got a small alcohol and drug rehab here that we operate. The actual property is owned by a nonprofit organized by the Catholic Church. They asked me to come here 2016 and manage the rehab, but they could not pay us. They could give us a place to live. We still had to pay the bills, had to feed ourselves, that kind of stuff. And so what we started doing, I looked at what we had available here. We're on about 2 acres. The actual arable land is probably half of that, probably at 1 acre that we can actually put seed into. Some of that's full shade. And then we've probably got a little bit more than half an acre that's greenhouse. This plot here next to me behind the rehab. You can see one of the greenhouses right here. And so we looked at what we had available to us and what we knew how to do, and then what we had the funding for. And so what we've done is starting in 2017, 2018, we started growing vegetables for market. And we ran into the same problem farmers have all around the world, where we had to compete with Moldova, Turkey, Israel, crops that were being brought in off season. Our strong point is that we can grow all year, winter long. We know how to do some stuff, but the prices for lettuce and spinach and stuff like that were just not sustainable. So we started doing tomatoes and peppers and things like that, and then we did some value-added stuff, making salsa, hot sauces. We were able to do some good with that. Made a few Mexican meals, corn tortillas, those kind of things, and started shipping those, or carrying those, actually hand delivering them into Kyiv, right up to the beginning of COVID. That was June 2020. It's the last time I went up there to make a delivery. And I was actually scouting locations to open up a Mexican restaurant in Kyiv. And some things happened that made it possible for us to do online sales. And we would make a meal, freeze it, and we were able to ship it overnight for like $2 anywhere in the country. And so we did very well. We did better shipping the food frozen than we did actually delivering it. And plus, it was a whole lot easier on me not having to spend the amount of time off farm making deliveries. The point is, we looked at what we had available, what we knew how to do, and put those things together and figured out how to make a living. And that's kind of the stuff that we explain to people. Locals, we deal a lot with refugees. We deal a lot with combat veterans, their families, their survivors if they've been killed in combat, and helping them understand what they can do with what they have. We've done okay with that. We had to spend a few months out of the country right after the violence escalated. And when we came back, we were in a position to be a little bit more aggressive with our business model. And we're able to put some things together. Not a lot of risk, a good bit of capital, but not a lot, not an unusual amount. And so we've made some things happen. We've got probably 2,000 peppers growing, a few hundred tomatoes, not a lot of what would be considered vegetables, mostly ingredients for Mexican food. And what I'm going to start maybe today is fermenting jalapeno peppers for hot sauce. And then as the season goes on, we'll make a little bit more variety of hot sauces and salsas and that kind of stuff. And, stuff that we know how to do, and stuff that we've got the equipment to do. Just about be eaten up by horseflies. And so when all of this first became available, the thing that I didn't, I'm a missionary. I've been a missionary since 2006. But I've always felt as though missions should be self-funding, if at all possible. Paul talks about making tents. When they were not able to be supported by the church, they made tents, which is what Paul had done before. And so I just looked at what I knew how to do, and we did the same thing. And we have been blessed, definitely, with opportunities, connections. We've got an awful lot of assets here that don't belong to us, but have been made available to us. And I think we've been good stewards with what we've got. We wasted some money trying to do this, trying to do that. But I think we've been pretty good stewards with what it is that God's made available to us. It's not simple. It's not. It's certainly not easy, but it is possible. And so now, the big difference between before the aggression and after, now that we're here and we're established and we're rolling right along, we've got a little bit of business, but not a lot. It's just that the air has been sucked out of the market. The air's been sucked out of the country. Everybody's focused, everybody's holding their breath, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. We don't know what's going to happen. But what we're doing is working towards, we're approaching our business as if everything's going to be fine, as if our market is only going to grow. We know we have a couple of things that are needed here in Ukraine. Number one is psychological services that we provide for free to our patients or clients. We deal with alcoholism, emotional trauma, grief. We lecture a couple of different places in the country on a regular basis. All of that is for free. And we just use the revenue that we generate from the peppers to facilitate us being able to keep the lights on and provide free psychological services. It seemed natural. It seemed a natural fit. We'd be more than happy to help you out if you've got an entrepreneurial idea. There's a lot of people doing a lot of things towards the military or for the military now, and they were in a different industry before. Now they've gone into services geared towards Ukraine's triumph, kind of what we're doing. And so a lot of that's going to swing in a different direction as soon as the hostilities, or at least slowed down, ceased would be nice. With that, I'm going to let you go, but what we offer is, like I said, free psychological services. We offer jalapenos, habaneros, Scotch bonnets, serranos, diarbos. I got a handful of other peppers that you probably hadn't heard of from Brazil and Peru and places like that. But we'd be more than happy to help you out. We sell the fresh peppers, we sell the sauces and the hot sauces, and then we do dried pepper and spice mixes for either private customers or some of the restaurants here in Ukraine. And I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. Let us know what we can do for you, and Slava Ukraine!